This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
The numbers told the story, they always do.
It's one of those idiots who believe in analytics.
This is a numbers game with Gil Alexander on VSiN.
Good Friday morning to you. That's just any Friday. Super Bowl football Friday morning. Gil Alexander, Kelly Bidlin. It is a numbers game. VSiN.com, Game Plus, iHeartRadio, YouTube TV, Sirius XM Channel 158. All of that, wherever you choose us, we appreciate it. Gil Alexander, Kelly Bidlin, alongside my little buddy Kelly Bidlin, who's a little fatter in the pockets this morning after Matt Stafford gets home MVP. Congrats to
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It was a close one, though. Closer than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, my God. We're going to look at this momentarily. 45-1 cashes for you?
45-1.
On Stafford?
Tip the cap to Matt Brown as well. We brought that up. That was the last time Matt was in hosting, actually. It was last summer when you were out.
Last summer.
Last Gil vacation. So no pressure, Matt, for next week.
And it just gets by.
Just gets by.
Oh man. We will look at all these award votes because I think there are lessons to be learned from this momentarily. On what ended up being kind of a dud of a Thursday because Giannis didn't get traded, as we talked about at the top of yesterday's show. Like, hey, the Warriors are out. He's not getting traded. Mm-hmm. And then no upsets whatsoever in the NFL awards ceremony last night, except for Tiffany Haddish. There was an upset in that announcement, which we'll get to momentarily. On the show today, Chris Felica talking Super Bowl with us and horse racing. He's allowed, even on a Super Bowl 60 Friday. He's allowed to talk horse racing with us. Well, we'll do that, including Super Bowl 60 with Chris. Fezzik Friday, so Fezzik's got the actuarial brain. Chris Felica's got the factuarial brain. But still, we choose them. You know what I mean, Kelly?
Mm-hmm.
That went over Kelly's head. Matt Brown as well, the aforementioned Matt Brown. Super Bowl preview with our buddy, our old Primetime Action co-host, Matt Brown, who will be in this chair starting Tuesday of next week. And Kelly already put the kibosh on any prediction he makes now.
Maybe, or it's just a trend, Maybe it just starts a trend.
Maybe whatever comes out of his mouth will cash big time.
Just on this show.
This show. That's right. And then are we sure? A little later on, estamos seguros. We'll do that as well. Not to mention Paul Carr. Football Friday means global football as well. He's got the Prem, a 3-pack of Prem picks for us as well. He's got some Super Bowl 60 thoughts as well. And Kelly and I will give all our bets again for Super Bowl 60. We will vomit those out next segment. But first, we want to talk about these awards.
And mainly, real quick with Paul, mainly cross-sport props from him with the Super Bowl. So anybody Super Bowl and soccer this weekend.
Paul's got cross-sport. Yeah. Oh, okay. I like that. Let's start with MVP. The aforementioned MVP, Matt Stafford, is your winner. Matthew Stafford also in his speech tells everyone he's coming back next year. And it looked like, by the way, some of the Rams were kind of not aware of that necessarily in the audience. Yep. So that was a big announcement from Stafford. He wins over Drake May, 366 points. Remember, there's 5 positions that folks are voting for here. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with a point system. Matt Stafford ends up with 366 points. Drake May, 361. 24 first-place votes to 23. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Now, that is interesting also in the sense that one first-place vote separated them. And guess what? Justin Herbert was the other person to get a first-place vote. Josh Allen got 2, by the way, to round out the 50, I should say, with three remaining.
Do you have a problem with that one?
No, not necessarily.
Me
If 2 people came to it, well, great. But that's 49, which leaves one more, and that was Justin Herbert who got a first-place vote. And folks were up in arms about that. And Sam Monson, our old buddy from, was it Pro Football Focus? Yep. Is that where he works? Sam Monson came out on Twitter and said, yeah, that was me. He said, he said, I was the Justin Herbert vote. The guy had the worst offensive line in the NFL. By the way, he says all this with a bit of an Irish accent. People should know. The guy had the worst offensive line in the NFL all season, and despite that, he was working miracles in almost every single game. Stafford's offensive line became 2/5 as bad as Herbert's for 5 minutes, and he became a turnover howitzer. He embodied, quote-unquote, value. Monson went on to say, MVP is the single hardest award to correctly, in quotes, determine because the focus is on value, which is basically impossible to objectively evaluate with so many dependencies. But the idea that one vote altered a guy's legacy is stupid More people than not thought each candidate did not deserve to win MVP this year, according to the votes. There was not one clear MVP who was robbed of the award. Most people were torn between two deserving candidates. I thought a third deserved it as well because the value he brought to his situation was immense. How do you feel about that, Kelly Bidley?
Look, I think Sam does great work. I think that it is some good points made. Look, the offensive line was a nightmare. I think that's all true. I just think, and Cleatier tweeted about this morning, I think you start comparing May, Stafford, Herbert, and just what they did inside, in comparable situations, right? Inside clean pockets, outside of the pockets. He just doesn't really stack up or compare with these guys. I think there's also, the pro-May argument, which I haven't made many times, but, lack of weapons and everything. Like, if we're going to talk about offensive line for Justin Herbert, you can talk about how many guys did we really trust at the wide receiver and running back position for the Patriots all season long. I think all that, that was shocking to me. I got wrapped up first in how tight it was between Stafford and May, and then it was like, wait a second, what? Like, there's one more that was left here?
You know how I view the Sam Monson thing? Because Sam's a smart guy, right? Yeah. Given, we often complain, or I have complained in the past.
And credit to him for coming out and at least saying it, tweeting about it. I will give him credit for that.
I will too. But, in the past, I've come out and said, we had the Dan Le Batard extreme, right? Where Dan Le Batard had a baseball Hall of Fame vote and just basically passed it off to anybody because he thinks it was stupid, right? I will always lean to a person who cares that much about being contemplative about it and deliberate about his vote, that he thinks it through and comes up. Now, I don't like the conclusion, but I will always lean towards that kind of guy than I will the opposite.
Right, I agree.
So I'll give Sam credit for that. Let's put it that way. Offensive Player of the Year. Jackson Smith and Jigba wins this, but that was close too. Now, we put up remember a few weeks ago, we put up the four folks side by side, which was a blind resume between Jackson Smith and Jigba, Christian McCaffrey, Puka Nacua, and Bijan Robinson. Well, those four did turn out to be 1, 2, 3, 4, but maybe not in the order I would have thought. Christian McCaffrey, 2 points behind JSN for this, with Puka and Bijan coming third and fourth. By the way, Drake May was 5th, and Stafford was 6th. And Allen was 7th.
Which I think just goes further to show you how tough it was for these voters with MVP, right? Because that would have been the fine. I'm going Stafford MVP. I'm going to go May Offensive Player of the Year.
Well, what it tells me is that because it's tiered voting, that they're very easy to put the quarterbacks in second or third place, right? Like, they don't have a problem in the point system putting quarterbacks second and third. They're just not going to make them first place. What is, I think, noteworthy for future bets, apparently, this whole thing where we're like, they're going to give Christian McCaffrey Comeback Player of the Year and Offensive Player of the Year. Apparently, we should probably quell that a little bit.
Yeah.
Because apparently they were ready to do that.
That is
in many
point.
cases.
Yep, I was thinking about that last night, too. I think that's one of my biggest takeaways from this.
Yeah, that I think is a big betting takeaway because it almost happened. And Christian McCaffrey won Comeback Player of the Year going away, but he was about to win this too.
And this is, Gil, these are first place votes we're looking at for this one. So that's right. May Stafford, they got 8 first place votes.
Oh, okay. So, got you. Oh, these are first. So, okay. So,
and Allen with 1. So
Drake May ended up with 5, which is significant. Stafford and Allen, not so much. But yeah, Drake May getting 5 is a big deal. That's 10% of them, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, again, just sort of betting lessons for this. So, congratulations to everybody on JSN.
And maybe not to the same extreme. I love the betting lessons. Sorry, we talk a lot of awards. Let's do an autopsy, right? What did we learn from this stuff? I think great point with the Comeback Player of the Year. Also, we kind of thought we've gotten to a point with this where it's very quarterback MVP, not quarterback Offensive Player of the Year. That's 9 votes for a quarterback.
This one is, you're right, that's 9 points for a quarterback in that. So not insignificant. Something to keep in mind. Offensive Rookie of the Year is surprising in that it was not close at all.
Yeah.
Teteroa McMillan got 41 first-place votes in a landslide. In a Reagan Mondale type landslide, 1984. Tyler Shuck with 5. Gray Zabel. Now, this is a lesson, right? Mm-hmm. Gray Zabel, the offensive lineman for the Seattle Seahawks, gets 2. No one ever mentioned Gray Zabel even one time on this show.
No.
Never. I know he only got 2, but he got 2, meaning he got more than Travion and Jackson Dart did in terms of first place votes. So remember, this was Aaron Schatz's appearance where he said, my 2 through 5 are going to shock people.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't doubt. Well, he said he'd go Tetero McMillan first, but I wouldn't be surprised if he had Zabel on his ballot.
Right. I mean, that, again, first place votes there. Danny and I were talking about that before. So if you want to say the 2 went first place, how many, like Aaron, probably went 2, 3, 4, 5 with him? I mean, okay, the betting lesson, though. Are you still going to run to look for an offensive lineman? Yeah, exactly.
No, but maybe we should mention him.
Yeah, we should.
And
Any surprise on Jackson Dart not getting more?
No, I was never on that train.
Okay, all right.
I really wasn't. I know a lot of people are going to be surprised. I wasn't.
I was a little surprised he wasn't more than 1.
Yeah. I mean, he missed too many games in the end.
I'm not arguing he should have.
Well, maybe that's the lesson, right? What's the amount of games you can miss? And he probably exceeded that.
So, like, this is also gets to garbage things with awards, though. So, like, for Tyler Shuck, it's okay if you miss him early as long as you play late. And Jackson Dart,
I mean, he only got 5 votes also, so I mean, he only got a few more.
But he was second, Gil.
Let's cut ahead to this one, Coach of the Year, where according to Tiffany Haddish, Mike Variable won this. She announced it, Mike Variable. By the way, I want to ask you, at some point, how much can you botch the pronunciation where all 3 guys, Vrabel, McDonald, and Shanahan, all come to the stage? Where they're like, that was 3 syllables. Mike Vrabel wins at 19 first-place votes over Liam Cohen, 16. Our guy, Mike McDonald, was 8. Shanahan was 6. Ben Johnson only got 1. Were you surprised by the closeness of this? Because remember, this was the one where, like, it's going to be splintered.
I'm pretty surprised by this overall. I'm surprised. At the end of the day, I'm surprised Kyle Shanahan got that many. I'm not surprised that Vrabel, Cohen, McDonald were the top 3. I would have thought McDonald would have been much more in that mix.
Me too.
Like, we weren't even close.
I can't believe Vrabel got 19 and McDonald got 8. Again, tell me why. As the Backstreet Boys said once upon a time, tell me why.
Tell me why.
Coming back. Super Bowl 60 on a numbers game.
Laptop or phone, couch or sportsbook, VSiN goes where you go. Wherever you watch VSiN, the experience stays seamless. Live shows, replays, and sports-specific clips all at your fingertips. VSiN Watch puts you in the driver's seat. Available in Roku, Samsung, Amazon, iOS, Android, app stores, or get it direct from the source at VSiN.com. Download VSiN Watch today on your favorite app store and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, a network of sports betting analysts, writers, hosts, and handicappers, all here to help you become a more confident bettor. We broadcast live every day from Las Vegas, the sports betting capital of the world, and from studios across the country, giving you insight from every angle of the action. Take VSiN with you wherever you go with the VSiN Watch app, or catch us on streaming platforms and regional sports networks. You can also listen live on SiriusXM channel 158 and on radio stations nationwide. Check out VSiN.com as well for betting tools, exclusive betting splits, AI-powered player prop projections from Opta, pro picks for every game, plus in-depth betting guides and articles built to give you an edge. From sharp betting analysis and daily best bets to insider interviews and expert breakdowns, VSiN is your trusted source for everything happening in the world of sports betting. See everything we have to offer at VSiN.com and become part of the Sports Betting Network.
Coming up on the next edition of Follow the Money, the Super Bowl is here. Bob Candota to preview the show with the Seahawks side of things ahead of the Super Bowl. Adam Chernoff with his best bets and props. Ryan Kramer, First, Any, and Many. And Duff McKagan, bassist for Guns N' Roses. He's going to the game. He's a Seahawk fan. They also have their world tour coming up. Follow the Money, 4 to 7 Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network, SiriusXM Channel 158. Check out the website for all the betting tools and analysis.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
All right, don't forget about our Super Bowl betting guide. It is out in full effect mode. Look at that thing.
A lot of winners in there.
Lot of winners given out by all of VSiN's hosts.
Probably some losers too, but a lot of winners.
Probably some losers too. Biggest game of the year deserves more than a guess, of course. VSiN's Super Bowl betting guide out now. Built to help you bet the big game smarter. Inside this year's guide, in-depth breakdowns of both teams, Steve Makinen's Super Bowl simulation with detailed player projections plus favorite prop bets, picks, best bets from VSiN hosts and experts. You can download the guide right now for just $19.99 or become a VSiN Pro subscriber. Get the Super Bowl betting guide included along with daily best bets, real-time betting splits, AI-powered prop tools, and 24/7 video on the VSiN Watch app. Everything you need, one game, one edge. Finish football season strong. Head to VSiN.com/guide. That's VSIN.com/guide. I don't understand when I spell out VSiN why I don't spell out guide as well.
It's a tricky one, man.
No. Okay.
I got your back.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Do you think casinos are a little more crowded today?
That was interesting. So I was also bouncing around, not last night, but late afternoon yesterday. Where was I at? Venetian Resorts, and I got down to the M. I thought all were pretty empty still.
Really? Aria was pretty packed.
I was actually glad when you texted that this morning or last night, whenever that was. That.
Yeah.
I mean, no surprise though, right? The main heart of the strip ones are going to be more packed, but man, I was over at the Venetian at like 1. I was kind of surprised how quiet it was.
3 Jack on Twitter about our awards list. He goes, "That's it, Gil. I'm done with award betting." ... Right after I see how my Jaylen Brown, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Brunson MVP, NBA MVP bets go, and my Mackenzie Gore, Cam Schlittler, and Ms. Kid Cy Young bets turn out. I think that's how everybody feels.
3 Jack, I'll rewind you to off the air like 3 days ago, and me telling Gil we're talking about like NBA awards, and this sentence came out of my mouth. I can't remember the last year that I've had less bets and less interest in betting NBA awards, and literally this week I made 2 bets in NBA awards markets.
Will Hill, who's hilarious, by the way. Will every few weeks, there'll be a text coming across the group chat where he's like, "That's it, I'm done betting." He's like, "Except for this one game I got going on right now."
You ain't betting if you don't quit betting at least 7 times a year.
Real quick, because I know we skipped over the other awards, but real quick, just to be complete about it. Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett, unanimous, no surprise, broke the sack record. He got all 50 first-place votes. Then, of course, there was Comeback Player of the Year as well, which Christian McCaffrey won in a landslide as well. And then what am I forgetting about? Comeback Player of the Year, Christian McCaffrey, 31 of the 50 first-place votes. Aiden Hutchinson, 9. So I guess, not negligible, right? Hutchinson had 9. Dak, your boy, had 6.
I didn't even see that voting.
And then Defensive Rookie of the Year, this was, also like just not even close, right? Carson Schwessinger, 40. Nick Emenwari, 7. James Pearson, Xavier Watts, the 2 Falcons got 2 and 1 respectively. Again, Falcons got both of those guys in that draft day trade last year with the Rams. Pierce a first rounder, Watts a third rounder.
I'll ask you the question we brought up a couple times this year, because I don't know that I'm going to be able to get by this out of this award season without thinking about this award. Is this an example, Gil, of betting odds driving an award vote?
It's a great question. If we are to take Aaron Schatz singularly, yes. Because Aaron Schatz, when he came on and we discussed this quarterly, he was like, "I really haven't given this one much thought." So that kind of apathetic response, relatively speaking, leads me to believe that. The other sort of lesson, though, is can the Browns end up with 2 defensive awards on a team that generally sucks? And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
I just, and I only say that, it's with all due respect to voters, but it is what did we say for so many years? With an award like this, they're going to take the easy way out and go look at sack numbers, interception numbers. Well, now we've evolved a little bit, and the easy way out, I don't know about Defensive Rookie of the Year. I haven't really paid attention. What are the betting odds? Oh, wow, there's a big favorite?
Yeah,
that's easy, sure.
It's the
Browns defense is good.
It's wagging the dog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
is the expression.
Yep.
All right, Super Bowl 60. I don't know if you all know this. Special numbers game investigation reveals there's a football game on Sunday. Here are the bets that I have made, and here are just a couple others that I think we should just sort of echo from earlier in the week or something that I brought up. Here are the bets I've actually made. Sam Darnold MVP. In the end, after 2 weeks for a guy that didn't think he was going to have many bets. I have a handful.
You were always going to make this one, though.
Well, this one, yes.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold MVP. I do think, again, I subscribe to the theory that if you are a Seahawks backer, you think the Seahawks are going to win the Super Bowl, the chances of Sam Darnold not winning MVP are very slim. So anything in plus money, good God, take it. Sam Darnold MVP plus 125. I did lollygag a bit.
Yeah.
Could have gotten him plus 135, but I do other stuff.
I think I will be making it as well. I think I have to. Like you said, I mean, I'm in on the Seahawks. I think you got to take a small piece of that.
Not pictured here on the screen, by the way, is my Seattle -4, minus 128, which was the very first bet I made.
Right.
But I also bet on the alt, right? Somich came in here. Mike Somich did. Talked about betting Seattle on the alt. I started thinking about it when he did, and then I remembered, what I said on last year's Super Bowl Megapod, where I was like, hey, even for those of us who had the Chiefs against the Eagles, I asked the question, but if there's a blowout, who do you think's happening? And all three of us, Todd, Will, and I, who all had the Chiefs last year, were like, yeah, it'll be the Eagles if it's a blowout. Well, this year I can't say that. This year it is the Seahawks, period. So I've got the Seahawks -7.5 as well at plus 159. I got the Seahawks at -10.5 plus 208, pardon me. And then yesterday, Drew came on here. He said, how about you want to go crazy? How about Seahawks getting the first ever Super Bowl shutout 50-1? I put a little bit on that as well.
I like it. It's a fun one.
And then the only other bet I made was the length of the national anthem. The great Charlie Puth, musical savant, musicologist, musical professor, over 122 seconds for Charlie Puth. It's my guy. Now, I just want to highlight a couple others, which I did not make. But that were stated earlier in the week. Nick Whalen, I thought, had a pretty interesting one. Jersey number of first touchdown scorer, for those who are into that kind of thing, under 11.5. We're talking about the jersey number there at under 11.5. So specifically, who does that give you on the under 11.5? That's you get Jackson Smith and Jigba. You get Cooper Kupp. You get Kenneth Walker. You get Keyshawn Boutte. You get Demario Douglas, you get Stephon Diggs, you get Drake May. -140, I kind of like that. I haven't made that bet, but I like that from Nick Whalen earlier in the week.
I think I'm going to bet that one too, Gil.
Yeah. Who beats you?
That would be
Rashid
one of my
Shaheed.
fun ones.
Rashid Shaheed beats you? Or one of the
Shaheed, the
Seattle tight ends?
Yeah.
Yeah, or Hunter Henry, someone like that. And then the three unanswered scores, I just want to bring this up again as a public service announcement. I did not bet this, but this is the prop that year after year after year flummoxes newish bettors the most, which is, will there be three unanswered scores that accepts, so not including, in other words, 2-point conversions or extra points. And the novice bettor always comes into that prop and says, three unanswered scores, these are the two best teams of the NFL, the AFC champ, the NFC champ. Three unanswered scores must be very difficult. They think the minus is in the wrong place. They think the no should be minus money. But in fact, it is correctly priced. The yes should be the minus money. It happens all the time. And according to Rufus Peabody, who was on the Megapod, again, it depends. It's total dependent, but generally speaking, you don't let this go past -170.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just going to ask.
I
know Steve brought it up last week. I thought he said 160 was kind of the cutoff point for him, but
I remember Rufus's number last year was -170, but again, it is total dependent. Yeah. You, sir, what do you have?
Makes sense. For me, Seahawks laying 5.5. Sold that out to 102. I am on the Seahawks laying 9.5 at plus 190. And first quarter, laying a half plus 110.
Ooh, Fezzik's not going to like that one.
Over 33.5 rushing yards at -120. That's it for me so far.
Fezzik is gonna give you a
that's fine.
Slap on the wrist.
I still got the best number in town, so at the time, so I've got that going for me.
The -half first quarter, he prefers the money line on that, laying -150. You got the best number in town. You don't care. You don't care, Steve Fez.
For laying a half, I got the best number at plus 110.
There you go.
That was going way under what Circa's got.
So you only got 4 in the end?
-105 on that right now. I've only got 4 for right now. Ones that I will be adding, things we talked about after the show yesterday. I don't have everything done yet. You know what's really tough about betting in Nevada is going through all these Super Bowl props on your damn cell phone.
Dude, don't start.
So I'm going to need about a few hours of couch time tomorrow where I can actually cycle through all this stuff and shop prices.
I'll tell you what's even more frustrating. You find one. Let's say you're on, I don't know, MGM or Caesars. And by the way, you can't remember which one you were on. You find one. Because you know it's there,
right? And
then you try to duplicate how you found it, and you can't for the next 10 minutes.
Yep.
Oh, it's
exactly
brutal.
Now, I'll pull a crack. Make sure to check out our show on Sunday. I'm saving some Super Bowl props for that, Gil, okay?
That's right.
9 a.m. Pacific time. No, but I will be I'm going to be betting I'm going to bet the jersey number one. As long as it's 140 still, I think it's a good call by Nick.
I think that was a good call.
And me and you we're not like the guys that are rushing to bet 7-1s on first touchdown, but give me a little fun, give me a little something in on it like that. I'm going to add Darnold MVP as well. And the other one I think I heard Andy Balder bring this one up. May more attempts than Sam Darnold. You can find a matchup. Yep.
Game script might lend to that.
Yep.
If you know what I mean. Paul Carr, Premier League. Let's do that first, yeah? Mm-hmm. Let's do that on the other side. It's a numbers game at VSiN, the sports betting network. He's got some cross-sport parlays as well.
Those were wild times. Betting squares for the big game has come a long way.
Now with the Circus Sports app, you can select your Circus Squares right at your fingertips.
Everyone's played traditional squares at a big game watch party. Here at Circus Sports, we do it a whole lot better.
Select your own squares and as many as you want.
A $1 minimum bet and a $100,000 maximum payout.
And best of all, no more arguing over the squares.
Circus Squares brought to you by Circus Sports, the world's largest sports book at your fingertips.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Back on a numbers game, live from Circa Resort Casino, downtown Las Vegas. Gil Alexander. It's my little buddy Kelly Bidlin, everybody. 100 pounds lighter in the pantalones and elsewhere.
Yeah,
Not just
hopefully elsewhere.
Elsewhere. It's not a specified loss. By the way, Megapod out this week. Rufus Peabody, our guest. Let's just put it this way. Will curses at Todd within 45 seconds of the start.
Wow, Will.
Yeah.
Take it easy, Will.
Starts very quickly.
You're a professional broadcaster. Come on.
It starts very quickly. And then I was just saying off air, I was like crying with laughter during the show. By the way, Rufus Peabody is our guest. Part of it is the juxtaposition of someone as serious as better as Rufus versus, having Todd and Will on. Because Todd and Will are always going at each other. We're all going at each other. But Todd, at one point, Todd has developed this bit late in the season. I don't know if he's talking about unders or whatever it is, but he was like, I can't even get through the sentence. He will say, oh, if you bet the under, 16-14 works, 17-14 works, 14-15 works. He just can't stop. I'm sorry, can't even go on. It's just so funny. It's so stupid. It's just so stupid and funny. Anyway, Megapod is out. Beating the book Megapod this week. It is out with Rufus, our final football Megapod, obviously, of the year. And it has been a fine year once again. Jason H11, by the way, on Twitter, commenting on the whole thing about the apps being difficult. He says I have 4 pages of notes on potential bets and how to find them on each site with their odds. I also have an appointment at my eye doctor on Monday.
Yeah, it's just like, I know for some people it must sound like the weirdest thing we complain about all the time, but like, you don't know how good you have it being able to go to a desktop computer and hitting Control F like Drake May. Oh, there's every prop.
Yeah, it's so good. And then Bengals OAL. By the way, Twitter, something's going on with Twitter because only a few are slipping through here, right? He says, so by Sam Monson's metric, he voted for Burrow MVP last year, right?
That's a good question.
Because of offensive line stuff? Is that what you mean? Okay. All right. Paul Carr joins us now, courtesy of the Progressive Guest Line. You can follow him on Twitter at Paul Carr, C-A-R-R. I believe coming off at 2-1 in the Champions League last week, wasn't it? Yes?
Yeah, Premier League weekend, went 2-1. Hit a couple plus monies and got a stoppage time goal away from going for the sweep. So we'll take it.
Oh, stoppage time goal prevents the sweep.
Brutal.
All right.
Man.
Let's start with the cross sport parlays that include Super Bowl 60. Thanks for being creative on this. Let's go. What do you got here?
These are some of my favorite random stupid things to bet around the Super Bowl is, this sport against that sport. These are both on DraftKings. I'll start Barcelona goals versus Seahawks total touchdowns. This is a 3-way line. I'll take Barcelona goals at plus 115. So more Barcelona goals than Seahawks touchdowns. Barcelona is hosting Mallorca, who's 14th in the league. They're barely out of the relegation zone. Their defense is bottom 5 in the league. Barcelona averages about 3 goals a game in La Liga this season. They've scored multiple goals in every home game, 3+ and 7 out of 10. They're at home here. So I think you have a higher ceiling with Barcelona. Like if they go out and hang 4 or 5, not going to shock me at all. And I expect the Super Bowl on the whole, like I'm on the underside of this. I think it'll be a tighter game, long drives, that kind of thing. So Seahawks, 3 touchdowns feels about like their cap. And I think Barcelona's got a higher ceiling here. So I'll take Barcelona goals over Seahawks total touchdowns at plus 115.
All right. And the Barcelona game is on. So because people want to get this in their head too.
Yeah, that is tomorrow morning.
That's tomorrow
Saturday morning.
So it's a 2-day bet, in other words.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Barcelona will establish their number of goals, and then you know what you have to
right. Seahawks get to chase.
Get to chase, or the opposite of chasing, right? Try to get under that. All right. Right. You have one more for us.
Yeah, Manchester City goals. So this is the real big game of the weekend, Gil. I know you know this. Liverpool Man City on Sunday. That's the big one.
I mean, who didn't know that?
We need
and then you got
Man
that,
City W, Paul. Yeah, we got I got futures bets.
Man City, they've had. I think they're like plus 500, plus 550 to win the title now. Arsenal has just been leaving the door open for the last 2 months, and City is like, nah, we're good. We don't want to walk through that. That's like a lot of work. So that's been frustrating. But anyway, Manchester City goals against Liverpool over Drake May passing touchdowns. So I'll start with the May side. In the last 10 games, the Seahawks have allowed multiple pass touchdowns 3 times, and all of those were against the Rams. Everyone else has a total of 2 passing touchdowns in those other 7 games. And like I said, I think Vrabel and the Patriots will try to shorten this game up, keep things tight, run the ball a lot. Not a lot of drives. It's kind of what they've done through the playoffs. A couple of very low-scoring games. And the Texans one was a little higher, but there was also a defensive touchdown and 700 turnovers and stuff. So I expect Liverpool-Man City to be a shootout. Over 2.5 is -175 to give you some sense of that. City is very healthy in attack. Erling Haaland's there. Antoine Semenyo's come over from Bournemouth and hit the ground running pretty well. So again, I think City has a higher ceiling here. They're more likely to blow up. They put 3 past Liverpool when they played earlier this year. So Manchester City goals +140 over Drake May passing touchdowns.
And you can kind of play either of these based on your Super Bowl 60 conviction, right? If you're on the Seahawks, the second one makes more sense probably. If you're on the Patriots, the first one makes a little more sense. So City goals +140 versus Drake May passing touchdowns. And just chronologically, the Man City game is Sunday morning-ish, I believe?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And we haven't said this in 2 weeks. The Super Bowl itself actually starts at 6:30 p.m. Just a reminder, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 Pacific.
Every year.
Always an awkward wait.
It is. It's a weird time.
Every year. Pregame starts at like noon Central Time, I think. For me.
Yeah, there's that. Okay, now to your bread and butter. We go to the Prem. What do you got? A 3-pack of picks from the Premier League?
Just one. I'll throw one more on top of those other picks.
All right.
Yeah. So this goes along with my Liverpool Man City theory. Over 3.5 goals total between both teams. Regular total here at +140. Mentioned, I think it's going to be a shootout. City's defense is a little bit of a mess. Liverpool's defense is getting healthy, but they'll still probably have a guy, maybe 2 out of position back there. And both these teams, they're not in first place kind of defending a title, defending a lead type of thing. So I think they'll be a little more open just philosophically. So I like over 3.5 for Man City Liverpool at +140.
Okay, there you go. That makes a 3-pack.
There you go.
I put it. I made it manifest right there. Okay. Listen, you're a red-blooded American. I believe that's the expression. So you have a Super Bowl 60 opinion as well beyond the global football. How are you playing this?
I mentioned the under. So I played a couple things on the main-ish lines. I jumped on Seahawks -3.5 right when they came out on DraftKings. It was -110 for like 10 minutes. So I got that in pocket. But again, leaning toward the under. So I have an alt under at under 35.5 at +330, I think it is. Again, I can start listing scores if you want. 20-14, 19-13. But I think both teams don't mind shortening this game, especially on the Patriots side. So we know both defenses. Seahawks are really good. Patriots are been more solid defensively as the year goes on. So I lean under overall. So I did an alt there at under 35.5 at +330.
Okay. Do we have it? And I'll bring Kelly in for this as well. It's still -4.5, man. It's -4.5, -110.
Yeah, it surprises me.
Money line is sitting there at -220. So there's the thought of, hey, will this money line get muted as favorites tend to with Super Bowls? We're a little more than 48 hours away. Nothing's happened yet. But again, every bookmaker says 90% of the action comes Saturday and Sunday of the game, of the weekend of the game itself. Yeah. Is this going to, what's your hunch? Does it move off 4.5?
I assumed it was going to be closer to 5, maybe even 6.
So did I.
When it opened. And it looked like it was going that way, and then it stabilized before I thought it was going to. So I do assume it's going to move a tick. It's in that weird no man's land zone, though. Like 4.5, 5. Is there a big difference? But I don't know if that's enough to make it move, but you get 5.5, 6. That seems like it's a little too far, maybe. So maybe we are just going to stay here, but I kind of assume it's going to move at least half a point, maybe a point towards Seattle.
Yeah, I'm not nearly as confident as I was about a week ago, Gil, but I'm going to still say we see most places close 5.5, and I'm going to still say we see a 6 before kickoff.
That's the question. Will we see a 6? Yeah. I don't. We're nowhere near close to that right now.
Can I throw one more fun one at you
for
the Super Bowl?
Please.
We can't have fun bets during the Super Bowl. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
So I have Jackson Smith and Jigba over half a rushing yard +290. Still out there, at least one place this morning. So basically, is he going to get a rush? He had a rush in 5 games this season. And remember, you can count those backward passes.
Yep.
Like those are rushes, technically. That counts toward this bet. So yeah, I just feel like they're going to it's the Super Bowl. You're pulling out all the stops. You're going to have weird plays. So whether it's, a jet sweep type of thing, whether it's line them up in the backfield and hand them up the ball or throw the ball to him out in the flat, something like that, just to get him into space more. I think I like that one. Over half a rushing yard at plus 290 for JSN.
Yeah, the backwards pass counts, but the old Rogers Staubach flip forward does not.
Yeah, that's the trick on those jet sweeps. Does he literally hand it off and it's a rush, or does he give the old touch pass and it counts as a reception? So when the Seahawks have done it, it was 2 or 3 times this year. I went back and watched the plays. It was a legit handoff for whatever that's worth. Not that much, but it's something.
It's worth something, Paul.
It's something.
Appreciate it. Thanks for all the cross sport bets. I was about to say cross sport parlays, cross sport bets. Appreciate it, man. Enjoy the weekend.
I will. Love the Super Bowl. Have a good one.
Thank you, Paul Carr, everybody. At Paul Carr works for True Media Networks, spreading analytics around the country. That's what they do. We'll come back, a little NBA talk. I guess we'll throw that in. I guess. It's the only reason Kelly comes in, by the way. He's like, NBA or a bust. I'm in here. He behaves.
Giannis every day still, Gil.
Oh, we got to put that to bed. Next.
This Sunday, Big Game 60 takes over, and VSiN's got every angle covered. Start with VSiN's Pro Football Tailgate Show at 9 a.m. Eastern. Then roll into a numbers game, prop points, and money moves leading up to kickoff. At 6 p.m., it's Big Game Betting live from Vegas, tracking props and delivering sharp live betting insight as the game unfolds. Then at 10, we're cashing out, grading bets, and breaking down the big game. Check out VSiN.com for all the action and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Join the guru, John Hansen, at the intersection of prop betting and fantasy sports on Prop Points, only on VSiN.
You know what? I'm going to blame Andy Reid for cronyism because Matt Nagy stinks. A guy like Jefferson, you got to be a part of the solution, not part of the problem, and he's been part of the problem.
John and his guests will help you find the connection between the two and give you his expert advice on how to capitalize when a number is too good to pass up. Prop Points, weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on VSiN.
VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Hey, don't forget about the Sharp Plays. That's the Sharp Plays, unmatched transparency with records updated daily, AI betting analysis, real-time global betting information, alerts directly from the pros. Scan the QR code for more on the screen. SharpPlays.com. Check it out. We get tweets, speed of the book. They're starting to seep through now. Thomas Tinsley, I tapped into the greatest show on earth, the numbers game. What are the odds we get a middle chair at the table? Perhaps Fezzik could slide in for the trio show? Well, apparently you're not happy with the greatest show on earth, but apparently he wants an addition. He wants a third chair in the middle.
For somebody else?
Or
just for all three of us?
Yeah, he says for Fezzik, he says. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
No, it's a pro-Kelly tweet. That's what I'm reading. He wants me out here during the Fezzik conversations. Or he just wants Fezzik on the whole show.
No, I think he wants Fezzik on the whole show.
Or that.
That's what I read.
We're not good enough.
Fred Courier should be busy in town because the National Automotive Dealers Association convention is here. Oh, maybe that was it. Maybe that's what I was staring at the Aria. Buddhist man.
I feel like we do see a couple people who listen to the show every year when that's here.
Oh, yeah,
that
that's
one
true.
and the pizza one.
That's right.
Those two,
automotive
right?
Yeah, that's true. Shout out to Arn Diggity, who I saw yesterday, as well at the Aria, who's a listener to the show. Buddhist man. Oh, he got the leave the door open. Leave the door. Paul Carr's excited reaction to a little Silk Sonic getting in there on the show. Where'd that come from?
He stopped at his tracks.
Thomas Tinsley also adds, as the NBA hits the back end of its schedule, Phil Jackson's 40-20 rule is officially in effect. OKC 40-12 becomes the first team to qualify. Over 90% of NBA champs have reached 40 wins before 20 losses.
That's interesting.
Those chasing it besides OKC this year, according to Thomas Tinsley, Detroit 37-13, San Antonio 35-16, Boston and New York both 33-18, and the Nuggets 33-19. Still eligible. That's his little formula. Martel J wants to say congratulations to you, Keller, cashing the 45-1 on Stafford. Thanks for giving that pick. Tailed it 46-1, so I'm grateful for you and everyone at VSiN.
Nice, appreciate that.
LFC title records. Oh, 'twas I who warned you about the California earthquakes. No apologies needed, just the name of a certain sushi spot. Hey, look, here's the deal. But you know what, LFC title records? Drew came on here yesterday. Drew, a seismologist by trade, and he says it's barely anything barely above normal. And he says maybe it also is getting more attention because the Super Bowl's there. That's it. And Sonny Jurgensen passes away at 91 years old. R.I.P. Sonny Jurgensen, a guy who never played in a Super Bowl. Montreal Max pointing it out to me this morning. Sonny Jurgensen, who was like the, for lack of a better, this is gonna offend Sonny Jurgensen fans, but he was kind of like the Jeff George of his era, with all the talent in the world, but never played on a team that got to really anywhere sniffed close to the promised land. Sonny Jurgensen, whose mother-in-law, by the way, lived around the corner from me growing up. And one day, all the kids in the neighborhood heard a rumor that Sonny was there at his mother-in-law's house. So we all marched down. I was a little runt. It was usually the older kids. We all marched down there trying to get an autograph from Sonny Jurgensen. And he never came out of the house, and we just got paper with his name on it. Everybody did. So we don't know if we never saw Sonny.
Wait, what do you mean?
So then my brother kept calling him.
How did that work? What do you mean?
We went to the front door, and he didn't answer the door. It was his mother-in-law who answered the door.
So you gave him
So we all gave him like little autograph books, and we produced something.
And in theory, he signed them and gave them back to you?
In theory.
Or okay.
It was all theoretical with Sonny. R.I.P. Sonny Jurgensen, who I met when I was an intern at the Channel 9 CBS affiliate in D.C. He was working there at the time with the late Glenn Brenner. And at the time, Sonny Jurgensen was employing. Sonny was got to be in his like 70s or late 60s, early 70s at this point, and he was doing a naked diet. And I said, "What do you mean a naked diet?" He goes, "I eat, but I'm completely naked." I'm like, "You think you're going to lose weight doing that?" This is Sonny Jurgensen. This was my experience with Sonny Jurgensen. May he rest in peace at the age of 91.
I do think it's a terrible story, but the we were talking, we've talked about some weight loss stuff earlier. One thing that I hear people talk about all the time, where it's like, I get it for short term, I don't really get it for long term, but how many people just go and hop in a sauna like for 45 minutes after they work out, like every day, or a steam room or whatever? It's just something like the naked thing. I'm like, how is this going to make you skinnier exactly long term, besides dehydrating you?
Cold plunge, people believe in that as well.
Dude, I don't know if you skipped over it like I kind of did this morning when Matt Brown texted us. I just pulled up a whole article on this ski jumping controversy.
Okay, I want to see you finesse this.
This is an incredible story. Are you aware of this? The details of this at all?
No, until you guys sent it this morning.
Okay, so
this is going to be great. This, by the way, this is going to be the best part of the show right here. Listen to Kelly.
I didn't even realize. Norway apparently got in trouble. A video was leaked. So it's all ski jumping, okay? Ski jumping, and it is very, very specific about how big your suits can be in ski jumping, because I guess the more, I don't even understand this, but the more fabric, I guess, can give you more lift or something like that. So you can only have 4 centimeters, okay, Gil, of fabric, 4 centimeters more than any part of your body dimensions. So their bodies are measured like all different sorts of ways. Apparently, Norway went through inspection, passed, and then a video leaked from some whistleblower of them altering their suits afterward. So this is a big deal. Norway, one of the big teams there. Now, this isn't new apparently in ski jumping, because if you have to be able to extend any part of your body, what would be the most difficult, most uncomfortable area that you could possibly get away with? Well, that'd be in the crotchal area. So apparently there's a lot of hijinks going on in the ski jumping world of, down below of how much fabric is there.
So the Norwegian team is enhancing.
Yes.
To try to push the envelope of this rule.
Yes, exactly.
There it is. Olympic scuttlebutt, everybody. Well done, Kelly. You're dripping in finesse.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Go Google if you want to read more, because I'm fascinated by this.
It don't make no sense.
And it will not be the last time, I'm sure, that is brought up on this show while Gil Alexander is out.
Well, yeah, Matt Brown is pretty fascinated by this. We get tweets via the book Scola. Did Drew provide a deep dive on this Olympic ski jumper stuff? There you go. No, we didn't. We forgot to ask him about it. And Dan Groeschel, personally, I thought you should have gone to the monitor to review whether Will Hill committed a flagrant on Wishnev with the hard foul out of the gate on the Megapod. Also, without Todd, I wouldn't know if a 3-3 third quarter wins a third quarter tie bet. He's very specific with his bets. He wants to really explain them through to people. All right, NBA, last thing about the trade deadline, just real quick. Giannis, this just didn't get traded. We talked about this yesterday during the show. It was made official by the Bucks per Shams Charania during the show yesterday that they were going to hold on to Giannis. Also, the Memphis Grizzlies held on to Ja Morant. But I would suggest, right, that in this case, it's because no one really wanted him.
Yes.
No one was willing to give up enough for him.
That's definitely the case.
It's like Desmond Bane last year, sure. Jaren Jackson Jr. this year to the Jazz, sure. Ja, this guy that was supposed to be the face of the league, some thought, few years back, yeah, not so much. So there was that. And then I'm curious your thoughts on this one.
Real quick, he's a great player. I hope he gets another chance somewhere. I think if he can get his stuff together just in life,
just be smart.
He's an incredible talent. It's a shame to watch this type of stuff, but you're right. Nobody. They were asking too much. They were not. No teams were willing to budge on that asking price. But like Giannis, guess what? The same thing applies. In the summertime, there will be more suitors. Everybody's got more that they can give.
What do you think about this trade? Pacers acquired
most fascinating trade of the cycle.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Well, there you go. Ivica Zubac goes to the Pacers from the Clippers in exchange for Benedict Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, 2 first-round picks and 1 second-round pick. The Clippers announced Thursday night. Now, if we rewind to the NBA Finals, and you're thinking about Benedict Mathurin, I don't think there's anybody who's thinking to themselves, this is a guy you want to give up.
Yes. He had a bumpy, I would say a Kuminga-like start with the Pacers, where you saw a lot of good and you saw a lot of inconsistency and kind of when is this guy going to continue to develop. So, if you're the Clippers, you do get that back, which, like the Hawks, I'm sure they're excited about Jonathan Kuminga, right? There is definitely things to be excited about with a player like that. But yeah, you got to get things settled a little bit there. There's a whole Clippers conversation here. There's a whole Pacers conversation. Pacers, I got excited the other day about the Jazz. I think my biggest takeaways from the NBA trade deadline are not about what it did for any teams this year. It's what it did for teams next year, right? Jazz Wizards all of a sudden flip the switch and are actually teams next year. And the Indiana Pacers. It's we were going to always take this as a bit of a gap year with Tyrese Halliburton out and sidelined. What can we? This trade is for next season. This trade is for when Halliburton's back. You get Zubac's back in there, and you've looked around this entire season and not seen many threats in the Eastern Conference.
Almost all of these trades are for next season.
Yeah, a lot of them are. Now, what's really fascinating here, Gil, I think with the Jazz, with the Wizards, with the Pacers, what was really negotiated heavily in this move is that the top 4 spots are protected in the draft for the Pacers with one of those first-round picks, and 10 through 20 as well.